Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me. Wes Streeting has been grilled, shall we say, in the Sunday politics interviews about the failure of the Labour Party in the local council elections. Don't forget to subscribe, by the way, if you're new here. I've had a huge influx of subscribers, which is absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. Trying to build the channel as much as I can to get it as far as possible. So if you can subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. Right. So he was grilled on a number of things. Firstly, on what he thought of Nigel Farage and the Reform Party in terms of a threat, and he thinks they are a viable threat to the Labour Party. Now, he's not sure whether the Conservatives or the Reform UK Party will win out at the next general election, who will be in front, but he did say the Labour Party are taking them seriously. Well, I had to say that they are trying, I would say, to be a lot like Reform, but I think what people want is, I mean, Wes Streeting was saying himself that he said that, he understands that the NHS is moving forward, but people are impatient. When asked about the choices that the government made about the winter fuel payments and about the disability cuts and about the immigration, he said that they've had to take tough choices, and that they, he understands that they had these tough choices to take, but they had to take them. Well, I don't really think that they did have to take them. There were other ways they could have dealt with the winter fuel payment and the disability cuts and the immigration situation. They could have done with it. They could have done it a lot differently to what they have done. And I think what people are upset about is the fact that they promised so many things before they got into power, and have actually almost reneged on everything that they've said. In fact, some things they actually said they wouldn't do, they have done. And I think another thing that's annoying a lot of voters is the things that they're picking up from the Conservatives. A number of things that the Conservatives were thinking of doing before the election, the Labour Party have picked up on and taken on board themselves. And I think that makes a lot of people think that they're just another Conservative Party in all but name. And I think that there probably could be some truth to that. But he says that he understands that people are unhappy. And he says that it is frustrating that there are lots of people still on the NHS waiting lists, even though the waiting lists are coming down. But as I said, I don't think it's necessarily that, because if you look at the Labour MPs or the Labour councillors that went out canvassing, they're the ones that have said, look, when you're talking about what people are worried about, they're worried about the PIP, they're worried about the winter fuel payments, and they're worried about energy costs, and they're worried about immigration. Those are the things that they're actually unhappy about. They weren't talking about the NHS waiting lists or anything like that. So these are the things I think the government have got to look at. But Wes Streeting seems to be in a bit of a denial, because he doesn't seem to think that any of those problems people are actually unhappy about. He just sees them as tough choices that the government had to make. But let me down in the comment section what you think. Do you feel that there was an easier way that they could have done it? They should have done it in a much easier way than they did already? And do you think that this kind of denial, I mean, this is just going to make things worse, isn't it, for the Labour Party? Because surely this will add more pressure on Starmer and Streeting and Angela Rayner and all of the others up there in the cabinet. It's going to make more pressure on them to deliver. But we'll have to wait and see. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do subscribe if you've got this far. And until next time, I'll see you then.